Welcome back, Sunday Society, to another episode of our Summer Rewind series.
So fun.
This is probably my favorite series that we've ever done and ever will do. And this episode in particular is a personal favorite of mine. I can't speak for Hannah, but I'm pretty sure she really enjoys talking about this as well. And that is conspiracy theories.
Yes.
And I almost made us tinfoil hats, and I just forgot. So
I thought about it. That's funny.
I think I have some tinfoil. We might go get some and take a break. But so anyway, we're going to revisit our old theories, look at some new theories, play some games, have some conversations. So I do want to have a little disclaimer that
I saw it.
This is all, none of this is proven by fact. Please don't go tell your friends that, well, Bianca said the aliens built the pyramids, so it has to be true. No, this is silly. And if you think that it's anything more than that, I'm going to need you to go talk to somebody professional. Anyway.
Or maybe it's not because, well, conspiracies are only conspiracies until they're proven true to be true.
That's true. And that is a great segue into the first part of our episode. So let's grab our coffee, put our tinfoil hats back on, and take back Sunday.
Girl, I have a problem.
What's your problem? What's your problem?
Buying squishies for Brinley on Whatnot.
I saw that squishy thing in your car. That box that said squishy balls. That's probably what got that thing. She's probably like, yeah, it's called squishy balls. You want to see my squishy balls? Apple was like, nope. Shut it down. I think that's a fun story. Can we tell that story? Mm-hmm. So I was at work the other day and I get a phone call from Brinley. And usually when she calls me, it's not for something trivial. It's usually serious. She's not calling me. If it's not serious, she'll text me. So if it's a phone call, I'm always like, ooh, I'm on a little bit of high alert. But I was in a meeting with a customer. So I was like, oh, shoot, I can't get it. So I texted her real quick. I'm like, are you okay? She's like, my phone has locked me out or something. And I was like, what? So then I called her after my meeting. Apple, she was on FaceTime with a friend that's her age. They're both 10-year-old girls. Apple interpreted something that they said as dangerous or inappropriate and locked her out from being able to talk to this person without the code that I have set for her phone. And it says if you feel unsafe, nope, you don't have to show your body if you don't want to.
And what were they talking about?
And do you want to reach out to an adult? There's a button to click an adult, to call. And I was like, well, this is great, but also kind of scary that the technology knows. But clearly it didn't know because there's no way these girls were talking about anything.
They were
crazy
probably
like
talking
that.
about their squishy balls.
That's what we assume it had to do with their
Neatos.
Their literal squishies that they get off, Amazon.
Yeah.
But that was funny.
I was like, could you have not were you changing?
I said the same thing.
No.
I said, were you changing? What were you talking about?
FaceTiming.
Yes. And she said, I was just in my room talking about squishies. I was like, what? So then the more you and I talked, the more I was like, I guarantee you that they probably said squishy balls or look at my balls. So that was funny. So Apple is looking out for your kids, I guess, but it's
kind of scary.
It is. It's kind of scary. So transitioning from funny story of the week to a game that I'd like to play that is conspiracy theory related. It is called Real Headline or Reddit Theory. So this is how the game's going to work. I'm going to read a statement out loud. You have to guess, is it a real headline or is it a Reddit theory? Okay. After the guess, I'll give you the answer. We'll talk about it. And then maybe we'll talk about why it sounds believable.
Okay.
If it's not real. Okay. First one. Scientists are exploring the possibility that humans may eventually upload consciousness into computers. Real or headline? Or real or Reddit?
Reddit?
No, that's real.
What?
So, yes.
Do what now?
Do what now? Yeah, dude, could you imagine that old man trying to understand what this even means? Because I don't even really understand what it means.
I don't think I do.
So it's there's AI with neuroscience research digital immortality conversations, and it sounds like sci-fi, but it is being actively discussed, where they can like make the AI have consciousness, which is crazy.
Yeah.
There's a show called
That
Westworld.
sounds scary.
I recommend people watching Westworld on HBO Max if it's still on there. That's kind of similar.
Okay.
So the question I have here is, would you upload your consciousness if you could?
No.
I don't think I would either.
No.
I think that's weird. I don't even know how you would begin to do that.
No, I'm good.
So I'm good. Okay, second one. And this is because I'm going to Denver in like a month and a half. The Denver airport was intentionally designed to survive the apocalypse while housing reptilian elites underground.
Reddit.
That's definitely Reddit. I think
But a lot of people have talked about it.
Dude, have you seen like the murals and stuff on the walls? It's crazy.
Wild.
And apparently I will get to ride through the tunnels underground.
Ooh.
On like a tram or something to get to the exit. I don't know. I'll keep you posted
Hopefully
on if I see lizard
the same
people.
Way.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to have like, we need to have like
your soul out of your body.
Yes.
Or something.
We need to have like a word or a phrase that like you'll ask me, and the specific answer is only if I'm still me. Like when I come back, like,
okay,
is the sun? I don't even know. We'll talk about it later. So it definitely does look like a villain headquarters with lizard people. Okay. A government agency once secretly experimented on mind-altering drugs on U.S. citizens without consent.
I think that's a news headline.
It is. And I talked about that on our last episode. That was MK Ultra. I wonder how many conspiracy theories become believable because of things like this, because that sounds insane. That does not sound real whatsoever. Okay, number 4, celebrities intentionally cover one eye in photos to signal membership in a secret elite society.
Reddit.
That is Illuminati symbolism theory.
Yeah.
So that,
or like the
triangle. Yeah, don't do it down there.
Or they're like this.
Oh, yeah.
Or like the tongue, you know.
Oh, yeah. Ugh, it's interesting.
Sorry for everybody who just had to see my tongue. I didn't even think about it.
If you're watching.
Yeah, if you're watching us.
If you're not, you should be, because we're hilarious. And our facial expressions make this like 10 times more hilarious. Okay, number 5. The Pentagon officially released footage of unexplained aerial phenomena. I
think it's a headline.
It is. Yeah. UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're UAPs. Whatever. Unidentified flying objects forever. It's to like promote government transparency.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Government.
The government is never transparent, you guys.
No.
There's a conspiracy for you.
Listen. We'll get into those.
It's true.
No, it is. That ain't no conspiracy. Actually, it's never mind. So there's 6, and we talked about this on the last episode too. There's a theory that mattress stores are secretly money laundering fronts because there are too many of them.
Listen, if you look up mattress stores on TikTok, that's the first thing that's going to come up. I think it's a Reddit headline.
It is, yeah.
And like they like sat out there and waited for like either like, do you go into a mattress store to buy one? I mean, I might. Yeah. But not every day.
Yeah.
Not every day somebody's probably looking. You buy them online, you buy them.
Yeah, listen, like my grandparents, so like furniture stores might buy mattresses in
but
bulk.
not like just mattresses.
No.
Yeah, I think they're money laundering.
It's
too.
Weird. It is weird. Maybe we should camp out at a mattress firm one day.
Maybe we should own one.
Honestly, surely it's a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
The last, there's this last one, and then there's like a lightning round. So number 7 is a mathematician proposed that statistically humanity may already be living inside a simulation.
I'm going to say a headline.
It is. So that's actually one of my conspiracy theories this week is to talk about like the Matrix. And remind me, I do want to ask a question. I don't know if I put it on my script or not, but there's a question that goes along with it. So here's the lightning round, just like quick. Birds aren't real. Headline or
Reddit.
It is. I had students do a whole thing about this. People think that the government killed off all the birds and that the birds are like surveillance for the government. So that's a deep rabbit hole you can go down.
Interesting.
Yeah. The CIA studied psychic spies.
Headline.
True. Yep. Avril Lavigne was replaced by a clone.
Reddit.
Reddit, yes. The U.S. military investigated UFO reports for years.
Oh, headline.
Yeah. Wi-Fi controls dreams.
Reddit?
Reddit. Last one. The government once tried exploding cats as surveillance devices.
Reddit.
That's real.
What?
Yeah, we're going to have to dig into that because, yeah, I beg your finest of pardons. You exploded cats? I didn't do any kind of follow-up. They might have been fake cats, like the birds or something. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
So
cats would make sense though.
Yeah, they're very nimble.
Because they're everywhere.
Mhm.
And yeah,
People
people don't think about them being on the street.
And people aren't like calling on or posting on the Facebook pages like stray cats roaming.
We know they're
always
roaming.
dogs.
Yeah,
It's always like someone's dog got out. Cats, it's like whatever. There's like a whole alley full of stray cats.
Yeah.
So that is real or Reddit. Yeah, that is insane.
Ooh, okay. Well, we started out deep in it already.
I like to start hot. So the last time that we talked about conspiracies,
let me grab my notes.
Yeah, I talked about aliens and the Men in Black, MK Ultra and the Mandela effect.
Oh, I talked about Britney Spears, the Germantown that Hitler evaded dying, and the Illuminati.
Yeah.
And then
Very
Kanye
common.
came up in there because of Britney Spears. And
And I think that there's a whole like rabbit hole you can go down about a lot of celebrities that have allegedly like died or been replaced by, a bot. I don't know. And, the Avril Lavigne question. There's just a lot. The listener requests that we had, we talked about the JFK assassination, Hitler fleeing to South America, mermaids, which we debated, are they people? Are they animals? What are they? Mattress stores being money laundering fronts, the pyramids being built by aliens, which neither of us actually believe, and Princess Diana's death. And I have actually watched a Dateline episode about Princess Diana. And the more I the more I learn, the more I do believe that somebody wanted her to be out of the picture. So that
Queen Elizabeth herself.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
May she rest
somewhere. Yeah. So do you still believe all of the conspiracies that you talked about the last
Pretty
time?
much, yeah.
Yeah, me too. My mind has not been changed.
I mean,
is.
We talked about the Hitler one. I kind of took lead on that. I don't know. I know that you cannot look it up on like social media. Like they will flag you and be like, you're an idiot, which I said that before, but
I forgot about that.
Send you to the Holocaust information. But yeah.
Because and I don't remember if I talked about this, but it's a conspiracy that the Holocaust didn't happen. Some people believe in that. And that is terrifying because I'm not going to get on a soapbox, but it's that kind of thinking that allows those types of things to happen again because you can just remove the memory.
In Gaza.
And in Armenia. I mean, it's happened in so many places, just these massive genocides.
Well, recently, I mean, that is Israel was trying to do an ethnic cleanse in Gaza. Yeah. And they succeeded for a big portion of that.
Yeah. And Iran. I mean, I don't know that it was in like genocide for like a race or ethnicity thing, but they took out a bunch of their own people too. There's just, that's not what this episode's about.
No.
We're here to talk about conspiracy theories. So have there been any like new developments in any of these theories?
I feel like Britney Spears, she was going to rehab or something.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah.
And like her son, she's posted like videos with her son. So I'm going to be honest. If she wasn't her, I think like her son would know.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think that that is probably her. And it just looked like she like on social media was just having a very public decline.
Yeah.
And I think I said this in one of the episodes, like there's that whole Free Britney movement. And it's like, should we have?
I think we should have freed her from her father, but I don't know that freeing her completely was a good idea.
Yeah. I think that she would benefit from some
Leave
kind of
Britney alone. That's what I think of.
I love it. Leave Britney alone. Yeah, I think that she needs good support in her life, and I just don't know that she has any good people. I think everyone's after something.
There's like
from
a
her.
video, and she's like in a restaurant in the bathroom, like shaking her booty and like pulling her little dress up, and just like the way she dances, it's like, oh, she just looks so manic.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it is.
Really
it's
sad.
Just, it is mania. Talking about celebrities like have been replaced or like whatever, you had mentioned that there's a theory that celebrities are actually like hundreds of years old and haven't aged.
So they had a few of them. Eddie Murphy was one of them, like an 1800s photo of Eddie Murphy crazy. That looks way too much like Eddie Murphy, but it was like a painting. So like, but there was another one that was Jay-Z. And if this picture that people are sharing is a real picture, it looks exactly like him.
We'll have to find it and like put it up on the screen so people can see it.
Wild. So yeah. But they say that there are certain people that are like, they're like vampires. They've been living.
Yeah. And
then forever.
We talked about Hollywood like replicating real life. There's movies, all kinds of movies about that. And I like that you said like if the photos are real, because I want everyone to know like Hannah is not someone that's looking at things and is like, oh, that's got to be true. That's got to be real. She looks at things with discernment and like, this could be AI.
Yeah.
Like, let's think about this. So I feel like if you're listening and you're like, it's probably AI, we're not that much of boomers and we understand that AI is real.
Yes.
And we have brains to critically think through those things.
Yes.
So just wanted to put that disclaimer out there.
It's kind of like, I will mention it again. I'm pretty sure we've talked about it once when Zach told me that Chanel West Coast or whatever her name was a transgender person. And I was like,
no,
she is not. And then I looked it up and I was like, you cannot believe everything you see on TikTok.
Yeah. Use a little bit of some critical thinking.
I was like, there is no way.
No. So this week we're going to talk about new conspiracy theories. So it's not necessarily, we did our little mini rewind just now, but who doesn't love a good conspiracy? And honestly, there have been developments and like new conspiracies that have come out since we recorded. So Hannah, what's the first one that you want to talk about
So
today?
This one I didn't even put on paper, but I've been watching.
Ooh.
So if you know the Chinese calendar, like that's
I know.
Is it on yours?
No, but the light bulb went off. I was like, I know what she's talking about.
So if you know the Chinese calendar, you know that like there's different animals that go around the circle. Well, every single animal is real on there except for dragons.
Dun, dun, dun.
My question would be, why would they only have one animal that is not real on there?
Very interesting.
Just a thought.
Are dragons real? I think, yeah, sure. I mean, look at the reptiles that we still have, like Komodo dragons. Those are massive lizards, you know. I don't even want to think about what lives underneath the ocean, but I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility.
I don't think so either. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't think so either.
What if let's look into that after we're done, like the Chinese, because dragons are very big in Chinese culture. So I'd be interested to know like the beginnings of those stories, like the origins of like where they came from, because I feel like there could be some truth to that.
Okay. So that was a very small one.
Yeah.
So
let me get into
a big one. Okay. So if you have not been living under a rock, if you have, go Google real quick. Jeffrey Epstein has been a huge topic of conversation. Like the government posts anything that you can like comment under, and everybody's like,
where's the files?
Where are the files? Where are the files? Where are the files? I also want to know where all the files are.
Denied. That's my new favorite thing.
I also don't understand why certain people are redacted and some people aren't, especially because we had a victim whose name got
released
thousands of times.
Yeah.
And so it's like, why is this redacted?
Yeah. Was it just one victim or was it more than one victim?
I mean, I just know that I listened to her testimony.
Okay.
Like 5,000 sometimes her name was, and she cried and it was sad. Anyway. So I wanted to look into Jeffrey Epstein because my biggest question is, where did he come from?
Yeah. Well, what's the conspiracy?
Well, there's many around him. So the conspiracy that he didn't kill himself, that he's still living. They've got a Malibu.
He's still living.
He's still living. There's a Malibu guy. His nose is a little different, but other than that, he looks just like Jeffrey Epstein.
Listen, California plastic surgeons can do anything.
Palm Beach, I don't know, wherever this guy is.
Have you seen Kris Jenner? Like, they could do anything. There's a conspiracy.
I don't think there's a conspiracy. I don't think Kris Jenner, I don't think it's just plastic surgery.
It's dragon blood.
Yeah, something. Anyway, so Jeffrey Epstein was teaching at an elite school at 21 without a degree.
What year?
90s, maybe?
Oh my God.
He lied that he had degrees that he didn't have. So then he got hired at Bear Stearns on Wall Street because of a connection with a parent at that school he was teaching.
He got hired at that school because of a connection with somebody at that school, right?
Yes.
Like he knew somebody? Yeah.
He left Bear Stearns and started his own firm where Leslie Wexner was a huge client. And if you don't know that name, you've also lived under a rock because he is all over the Epstein files. If you bring up the Epstein files, he is connected. Okay. So what doesn't make sense is how he made all the money. So he was a teacher.
You've said this for a long time. Like, how to make this part make sense.
Make this make sense. You don't just become a billionaire out of nowhere.
What did he do on Wall Street?
He just worked for some kind of firm and had accounts. And
do you think that's where he got some
I
of
don't
the
know.
money? Maybe that's where he met the people.
Maybe.
I don't know.
So he was. So another conspiracy is that because he was arrested for all the things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to I don't know what they'll censor out, but if you know, you know. Everybody should know. Yeah. Pizza Gate is huge. Like if you go through the Epstein files and look up how much they talk about pizza, they ain't talking about pizza. There's no way that many people eat that much pizza. No freaking way. Or cream cheese, or the way that they talk about children. It's gross. Anyway, because he was arrested, my conspiracy also is I don't think he's the biggest player.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the biggest player.
And why?
Because he's the fall guy.
Yeah. Because
he's the fall guy.
The top dog never gets caught.
Mm-mm.
Sorry, that was like aggressive. Like, no. Why?
People believe that his wife is not in jail, and there are videos of people like going down the street and they're like, wait, Ghislaine? And it's a woman, and the man standing next to her looks like her brother. So she is supposed to be in jail.
Yeah.
So the person on the street looked more like Ghislaine than the Ghislaine that's in the pictures of her being in prison.
Yeah, she looked rough in prison.
So the footage from the jail, there's missing footage. For him unaliving himself, there's missing footage. Of course there is.
Yeah, just conveniently, that window of time.
And then this part, this is kind of another big conspiracy. So Epstein, in the Epstein files, which I personally looked at it talks about COVID and pandemics with transpondence with Bill Gates all the way back into 2015. I think there's a huge part of me that feels like we've talked about this. COVID is real. I've seen people with COVID. I had COVID three times. I don't know. But I do believe that there was some kind of creation of how we're going to spread it, what we're going to do with it, and a social experiment of we're going to tell people to stay home and the world is going to shut down, and what that looked like. So,
and you're not the only person that thinks that. That's a massive conspiracy theory.
But just how odd it is that they were already planning for a pandemic and talking about it, and Bill Gates talking about it.
I did think it was weird that he was involved in those, those conversations. Because
I do not think he's a good person.
I mean,
there's another conspiracy.
The more I learn about people in power, the less I like or trust them. But they do have these, I don't even know what to call them, like summits or like World Health Organization gatherings where they do like emergency planning. Like this is what it's, what we will do if this happens.
Yeah. The CDC had planned.
Maybe that's what it's.
The CDC had planned out like way before COVID had hit, there was files that I found during COVID because I was very scared of what it looked like in my eyes of what was happening to our country. So I did a lot of deep digging. And one of the things was like camps where they would like isolate people to try to stop the spread. But it was like going into communities and building camps. And it was, I looked it up. It was on the CDC website. And I was like that's this is scary. Like
it was a potential,
people,
that was
like
something,
holding people against their will to try to stop a spread of something.
You know what that sounds like? The ghettos in the Holocaust, where they would pin people.
Yes, it does. That's exactly what I thought of when I read it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I've heard a lot of conspiracies, but one of them is like he was like a spy, Jeffrey Epstein. So he was put where he was because he was a spy, which would make complete sense of why he had kept so much
like
documentation.
A spy for who?
People say Israel.
Oh, okay.
Because
there's a conspiracy.
You know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
We ain't getting put on no watch list.
People say CIA, that he was a part of CIA.
Listen, but
I've seen even where who is it? Bald guy podcast, you don't like him.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan talked about like huge thousands and thousands of gallons of cyanide getting shipped to the Epstein Island before he got indicted. Like he knew it was coming. And so it's like, why would you need cyanide for, thousands
That's like a mass suicide. Like,
or cover
Jonestown.
Up of like, just think about like, okay, I have a whole bunch of bodies that I've gotten rid of and I need it to disappear, make sure it's completely gone before people raid my island. Would cyanide not like...
No, cyanide's just like a poisonous gas.
Oh.
Are you thinking of sulfuric acid?
Yep.
Or like hydrochloric acid? Okay, I was like...
Okay, so not cyanide. So like, what did you just say?
Sulfuric acid.
Sulfuric acid. That's what it was. I knew that didn't sound right. As I'm talking, cyanide.
I was with you. I was like, were they going to poison themselves?
So it's like...
that makes sense. Like to dissolve bodies.
Dissolve bodies.
Yikes. I really feel like I need to watch that movie Don't Blink or Blink Twice or something.
You guys, another big conspiracy. Why Bianca has to have... everything has to be her idea. Let me just tell you. I'm like, hey, you need to watch this. Does she? No.
There's got to be other people out there that are like that.
It's like a toddler, like putting their feet in. I'm not gonna, and I'm like, no, really. And if she does, then she's like, oh, you were so right. I'm like, yeah, bro, I know.
Yeah, it's like I know
for that one movie we watched at my house, and I thought, what was that? It was like a scary movie for the kids, but it was like a teenage. That was dumb.
Oh yeah,
and it was horrible.
Yeah,
and I was like, this was not a good idea.
I don't even remember what it was called, but that movie was dumb.
Yeah, but anyway.
Sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, whatever. Yeah, don't blink.
It is not supposed to be about that Epstein, but is very, very similar.
Again, Hollywood replicating.
Yeah, well, and you think about it. So Hollywood, are they creating things that people know that are true?
Mm-hmm.
Like The Simpsons, they predict all these things.
That is crazy. Like.
They're not psychic. The Simpson writers are not psychic. They just know stuff. They know what's going to happen because, again, I think a lot of the things we see in our world it's like a show that they're putting on for us.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
They know it's going to happen because they're making it happen.
Yeah. It's wild. Like the Donald Trump, like getting elected and like coming, like the escalator thing. Wild.
I'm telling you.
Like, it gives me the weird shivers. Not even the bad or the good, the weirds. I get the weirds thinking about this.
I could go on and on and on. But I do think that Jeffrey Epstein was something. There's a reason that he was put in that. And apparently he had his prostate removed at some point.
That's an interesting fact to know about him.
Is weird.
I mean, but maybe he had cancer.
Well, I don't know. But if you know you can have trouble with
performing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. Listen.
So you mentioned CIA. Sorry, I'll let you finish.
No. Go ahead.
You mentioned CIA.
I need to get off the performing thing. It's weirded me out.
That has got that got my wheels turning. The CIA are allowed to break the law.
Mm-hmm.
What if he was CIA?
What if he was? And what if they decided one day, because I do believe that the CIA uses people and then they're like, and we're done, and you're the fall guy for all of
yeah,
this.
bummer. Sorry, dude.
But there are a lot of people, and I don't even know if Jeffrey Epstein is like of Jewish descent, maybe?
I have no idea.
But
his last name would make me think it's Jewish in origin. It sounds...
But there are a lot of people that believe that he was a spy from Israel.
That's insane.
And that him being a spy would make sense for all the documentation that he kept on everything. So to me, it would make sense that he was spying or keeping tracks, which I guess if you are dealing with bad people, you're a bad person and you're dealing with bad people, it would make sense to me that you're like keeping tabs on things people are doing, blackmail, but
yeah,
being a spy makes a lot of sense. So I don't know. That's all the time I'm going to spend on that nasty MFer. No, that nasty person.
Oh no, MFer's fine. we can keep our like under 18 label.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. So if you look at the Epstein, if you look at the Epstein files and you search a name, that doesn't mean that they are implicated in something bad, because there are just like articles that were sent to his email or he sent to somebody and it lists their name.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that everybody that's listed in there is bad. Yeah. That was what I was going to say.
Yep. Okay.
What do you have? What's your first one?
Switching from yours to this next one, I've got a couple. I have a lot. I have 5, I think. So we'll start with the Karen Reed case.
Oh, yeah.
Huge conspiracy. And I don't think that it had happened when we recorded the last time, or it was like still going on. Mm-hmm. So for those of you who don't know, because you're not like into true crime, but if you are a true crime like enthusiast or partaker of the true crime,
if you are a crime junkie,
there you go, you will know.
Hey, Ashley Flowers.
Hey,
hire us.
I'm Ashley Flowers, and I'm Britt, and this is so don't sue us for trademark. So the background of this case is it is in Boston. It's in Massachusetts, and Karen Reed is charged with the murder of her boyfriend, John O'Keefe, who was a Boston police officer. Mm-hmm. They allege that she backed over him with her car. On purpose, because she was mad. I have my own thoughts and my own theories, but to set the scene, they had been drinking all day or all evening at different bars, like bar hopping. They ended up at someone's house.
Drinking and driving.
Yes, as cops do, apparently, in Boston. And a big nor'easter was moving through. So we aren't familiar with those because we don't live in the Northeast, but those are massive snowstorms, like feet of snow.
Feet of snow dropping very quickly.
Yes, very quickly, very cold. So the plan was, because Karen lived like, I think, an hour away. So she was going to stay with John that night. So they went to this house. He got out of the car and allegedly went inside and never came back out, per Karen Reed.
She got mad because she was waiting on him and he didn't come out, and she left.
She booked it, backing up that car, and drove home. Like, left a lot of mean messages, a lot of mean text messages, called him a pervert, which I'm like, is that just a Northeastern, like, insult? Like, I don't know that I've ever, like, said, you pervert, when I'm mad at somebody. But anyway, so she wakes up in the middle of the night, or the next morning.
Early morning.
He's not home. Nobody knows where he is. She calls the friends that she was with last night, and they're like, no, he never came inside. And she's like, no, I saw him come inside. Or I saw him come to the door. I saw him go inside. Anyway, they get in the car. They go back to this house. They find him buried in the snow, not alive. And this is where the conspiracy begins.
Okay.
So the defense claims that she was charged with his murder or charged in connection with his death. The defense claims, or the defense narrative is that the police planted evidence, that they intimidated witnesses, that they all collaborated together to get this story straight, that she murdered him because they didn't like her. And because he was a cop, and the thought is that he did go into this house. There was an altercation in the house. He got killed there, and they put him outside, and they fabricated all of this evidence to make it look like Karen did it. That's the conspiracy. And this was wild. Like, people really were invested in this. And the prosecution is like, that's just not true. You know how many people would have to be like on the same page so quickly to make that like plausible? Like, you'd have to have all the EMTs, you'd have to have all the people that were at that house, which most of them are very close friends or family. So that part makes sense, because when the police showed up to get John like out of the like off the ground, the owner didn't even come out of the house.
Yeah.
Like, stayed inside. Like, isn't that your friend? Mm-hmm. Isn't that your cop buddy out there dead in your front yard? That was weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
They said that there were no like taillight pieces until this one cop came back and like dropped, like, you know, they weren't there at first, and then after this other guy came in, they were there.
Security footage of the car.
They, in the first trial, they like reversed the footage of it was bad. It really did seem believable. If I'm not mistaken, her first trial was a mistrial.
It was.
I think that they were like, nope, got to do it. And then her second trial, Alan Jackson was her defense attorney, and she got acquitted. Mm-hmm. Like, not guilty. And I don't know if that proves that it was a conspiracy, or if it just proves
they didn't charge any of those people.
Yeah, well, that's true. And that, unfortunately, is kind of the saddest part, is that this man's family doesn't know what happened.
Yeah.
You know?
So there was documentaries.
Oh, on documentaries.
Whatever. And I remember watching it, and I'm like, I don't think she did it, but I don't like her. Like,
yes.
I don't like her.
So I do think that she did it, but I don't think she did it on purpose. Yeah. I think that she was drunk, that it was snowing, and that she didn't see him.
So the one piece for me that makes me think that he died in that yard, mm-hmm. that was it. He got killed right there, never went into the house, is his Apple Watch.
Yeah.
It stops there and never moves again.
Yep.
And so that was the part that I was like, after I heard that, I was like, yeah.
Like, I really don't think she did it on purpose.
But the other people acted sus. So sus. Mm-hmm. Like the guy that destroyed his phone and like,
oh my gosh, like broke it into pieces and put it in different states.
Yeah,
like in dumpsters.
And like where weird. People couldn't get to, like on like military base.
Yes.
And it was like, what?
Yes. And the police work was incredibly bad. Mm-hmm. And that one detective that was like calling her all mm-hmm. these names and like commenting on like no nudes yet or whatever, lost his job because mm-hmm. obviously you can't be acting like that.
I think he called her.
Oh, he called her every name.
Yeah.
He was very inappropriate about like their treatment of her. So it was very obvious that they did not like her and that they wanted her to be guilty.
Yeah.
And joke's on them because she's not.
And she probably made tons of money on those shows.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, 100% she did. So it brings up an interesting point that the internet became obsessed with them. We have all these TikTok mm-hmm. citizen detectives. We have in this, 2026, honestly, the last 10 years, the true crime like culture has just boomed. Mm-hmm. So my question... Oh, and there's also like incredible distrust of law enforcement. Like, people just do not trust law enforcement anymore as much as they have historically. So my question is, are online communities helping investigations or are they harming them?
Well, if you watch Netflix Don't F with Cats,
yeah,
they helped.
Yeah. I think that it's case by case, because that one, go watch that documentary if you haven't.
And when we talked about the documentary that she came out with and she was a part of, mm-hmm. we said they might use some of this stuff, and they tried.
Oh, yeah, they did.
They tried.
They did use her testimony. They used it as testimony. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's a little worrisome. But I think court of public opinion had a lot of people on her side from that.
Yes. There's this guy called Turtle Boy who was like spearheaded the campaign for her innocence. And so that also, I think, like that social media and that like awareness can like
hurt or help.
Yeah, well, and it can impact like jury pools.
Yeah.
So, you know, big cases like that have so much publicity.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to find people that hadn't
Like
heard
an
about
impartial
her case on that second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it can be ethically messy.
Yes.
All right, what you got?
So my next one is something called Identikid. Does that sound familiar to you?
No.
Okay.
I'm excited.
So I don't remember a name for it, but when I was a kid, I remember my mom taking me. So whatever was next to the grocery store in town, that building that was there back when we were little. I don't know what it was then.
I have no idea.
But it was something. It was a hair salon eventually. Now it's like a therapy place, but it was before that. So anyway, I believe it was there. But my mom took me and they like took pictures. They took fingerprints.
Yeah. I did something like that at the fire station.
Okay, maybe it was at the fire station.
That's close. It is close. You were almost there. So I do know what you're talking about.
So I don't know that it was called Identikid, but there are people out there that are like, you know, back in the 80s and the 90s, they did this and they took hair follicle. They took, for DNA, they took fingerprints and then they took photos with all the information so that if you went missing, they could find you.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds like a great idea. These people did it. The schools did it. The schools partnered with the community to do it. It was not a school thing, I don't think. Maybe the school like helped, like said, hey, this is going to happen in the community. And that's how my mom heard about it. But I remember doing it. I don't remember the hair follicle.
I don't either. I remember the fingerprints.
Fingerprints and the picture and like having like a little, I think I had like a little ID card or something. So anyway, the company that owned the Identikid or whatever is connected to Life Proof.
Oh my God.
Which is also connected to the Epstein
You guessed
files.
it. It all comes back to that MFR.
And if you look at Life Proof and you look at this company that did the pictures and the hair follicles and the DNA and all of that, the biggest stakeholders are BlackRock and Vanguard.
Oh my God.
So you have the most powerful people in our entire world.
Yeah, not just
who
America.
have our pictures from the time we started from at least 5 to 18, the progression, our DNA, our information. It's a little scary, to be honest with you.
Knowing what we know now.
With the Epstein files. This kind of does go back to the Epstein files. But yeah, I just thought that was crazy because I was like, all these parents are like, yes, if our kids go missing, we want to have a way to find them.
Yeah.
But what if that's not what it was really meant for?
What a great way, though, to market on parents' fears for their children.
Which, if we're honest, that's how we do everything in this world. Everything is like fear mongering,
fear based. I think I have that in one of my scripts. We are very controlled by fear.
Yes. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. The connections with like looking up the different companies that were involved in that, and like,
of course, BlackRock
and Vanguard are the like two main stakeholders in all of these companies that deal with kids, their information, their pictures, their DNA, their whereabouts.
And yeah, they have more money than 99% of the world.
Yes.
And yet people are starving anyway.
Yeah. So I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrifyingly interesting. I saw this comedian. This is going to be like a break from all the heavy. His name is John Crist. You've probably seen him. He's a comedian. He kind of is almost like a
he's religious,
Christian,
right?
Yeah,
yes,
he's like a Christian.
He's hilarious.
He's so funny. There's this story you mentioned, the streets of gold, and he tells the story of Lazarus, and he's like, "This is some great miracle for everybody but Lazarus." The man was in heaven on the streets of gold decorating his mansion.
Yes.
And they knocked on the door and they're like, "Oh,
this has never happened
we
before.
hate to do this."
You gotta go back.
And then he said, we never heard about Jesus and Lazarus hanging out ever again.
Because they're like, hey, homie,
we're sending you back.
Yeah,
like,
sorry.
What?
Where you don't get baths regularly.
Yes.
Water's not clean. You know, all the things.
You know, it's fine. It's fine.
There's an old gospel song that's like, Lazarus, come forth. And that's all I can think about while you're talking about Lazarus.
Lazarus is like, what did I do to deserve this?
Dang it.
Leave me here.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Could you imagine, though? Or like people that have near-death experiences where they like get a picture of heaven and then they're like,
suck them right back.
Like, yeah, your life would never be the same. You'd be like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Dang it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure if I wanted to talk about this conspiracy, but I think it's relevant. And I've seen a lot of posts about it recently, like of people that I'm friends with on Facebook, that there's a cure for cancer conspiracy. And I will be honest that I used ChatGPT to help me come up with an outline for this. Mm-hmm. And I find it very strange that the outline is very much, it says, introduce carefully.
So I will be honest, ChatGPT does not, anything that's like conspiracy theory, it really is like, this is not true. Yeah. This is why it's not true. It's very interesting. Yep.
So it says, it tells you, it told me to introduce this carefully. And I'm like, I wonder why.
I do what I want, ChatGPT.
I'm going to introduce it dangerously. Hello. So the theory, obviously, is that we have the cure for cancer. That medical industries have hidden it because cancer is incredibly profitable.
Probably the one of the most profitable things.
Yeah. And I saw 2 cancer survivors on this post explain, like, the doctors will get you just healthy enough to live, but to be dependent on medication for the rest of your life. Mm-hmm. That is wildly expensive. And your life literally depends on it.
Yep.
I think that there is just, it's interesting because it says important facts to ground the discussion. I don't want to be grounded. We are
talking about conspiracies.
Cut me from this tether. I am not tethered to nothing. It says cancer is not one single disease. Treatments vary widely. Medical breakthroughs happen sporadically.
There we go.
I just don't. I'm sorry, ChatGPT.
I didn't like it.
Yeah,
I didn't like
you
it.
suck. I put on here, keep outline as is.
I wonder how much water you wasted doing that.
I know. Not that much. It didn't take that long. I'm not going there. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that off camera. So it seems like the why behind the theory is because people don't want to have to pay all this money for cancer treatments. That they're afraid of this diagnosis, that they don't trust pharmaceutical companies, and that they hear all these stories. I know, it's like, I wonder why. It's just, it's crazy. I really do believe that there is a cure and that people being sick is just too profitable to share it.
I get behind that.
Yeah. So that's that conspiracy theory. Cancer, I do believe, is curable. Yet here we are watching our loved ones suffer and die because somebody at BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, or whatever the hell that other guy is, wants to sit on his fat behind and be a disgusting pervert, to quote Karen Reed. So anyway, maybe that's a hot take. Maybe it's a conspiracy theory.
I think it's a conspiracy.
It's both.
And a hot take, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure, honestly, I believe that because I have a feeling like I know our listeners, they're going to agree that there is a cure for cancer.
So I don't know if it's conspiracy theory or not, if it even counts. But the thing with Brinley and the phone made me really think about, I don't know if you've done this or not, but I will talk about something and then all of a sudden it's all over.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I don't even talk about it, which is wild.
That's the weird part.
I'll think something and then it shows up, but then it's like, okay, well, maybe I heard something or saw something that made me think of that, and that's why it came on my phone. Okay. But I do believe that we are surveillanced in so many different ways, and we are willingly being surveyed.
Yeah, that's not a conspiracy theory. That's a true fact. Like, Facebook came out, like Mark Zuckerberg, I'm pretty sure went through
he's
like
a lizard
court.
person.
Yeah, 100%. He lives underneath that Denver airport. No, I do believe that Facebook got in trouble for like being able to dig into like our clicks and our history.
Yeah.
And,
I think that it helps support like what we're buying, what we see.
Oh, yeah.
Like all the things. Like if I start like if I search on one app, I search like
Highland cows.
Yes. Good Highland cows. Then my TikTok, my Facebook, my whatever, my Instagram, it's popping up.
Yes.
Popping up. And I'm just like,
my algorithm be real algorithm-y lately.
Yeah.
Like it's almost too much.
But it's like if Brenly is FaceTiming somebody and the phone is catching things.
Yeah.
So does that mean that they're just listening at all times?
Yes.
And that's, to me, is crazy that we're
think
it's okay.
I think it's AI. I don't think that we have like
no,
centers
obviously
full of
you
people,
don't have,
but
yeah.
yeah, I think that there's programs that are in our devices that are designed with kind of that caveat of fear, like that we're protecting your kids from nude images, nude videos.
Yeah, we're protecting you, but we're going to know exactly where you are all of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I was a controlling narcissist, it sounds like a really good way to be a controlling narcissist.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to turn all my locations off.
Not Life 360.
It's done. Cut the show.
My kids, my kids know where I am 24/7.
Yeah.
Because I want to know where they are 24/7.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I don't even know if it's conspiracy, but it concerns me of how comfortable we are.
Yeah.
With being.
It's almost complacent.
Watched.
It's complacency. We're like, well, it's the trade-off.
Well, and like I love true crime. Like the first 48 isn't my favorite show by any means, but it is one that I'll watch. And they will show like where they can they can get into all these different cameras from the streets and the banks and the ATMs, and they're
CCTV,
like figuring out where people, and I'm like,
with that facial recognition program.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm like, that's kind of scary.
It is. But it's very reassuring that, so there's two scenarios.
Yes.
Where I can see it.
It's like two sides of a coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does the good outweigh the bad.
But when it comes to like our spending and like our, like it feels manipulative.
It is. It is, because it's all about money.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
Yeah. So anyway, what do you got?
So this is a fun one.
Mine are like little baby ones and Bianca's are like.
I'm like, I got books. So I have 3 more. So have you ever heard of a very like uncommon movie called The Matrix?
Yeah.
So that is actually a conspiracy theory that we live in a simulation. And I am going to share something with you that is probably going to make me sound like a very, very crazy person who might need to have a CT of my head. So hold on to that, because that'll come later. The Matrix theory, the simulation theory, it's just the belief that reality is artificial, that we live inside of like a simulation, that there's like a game maker that controls all these things. I've been reading The Hunger Games, so game maker came to my head. Humanity, we exist and our consciousness is controlled and like programmed. There are a couple of origins. So like Plato's cave, which I really like this, the allegory of the cave. Have you ever heard of this?
I don't know.
So Plato's allegory of the cave, it's from his book, The Republic, and it uses the story of prisoners who are chained inside a cave to illustrate the effect of education on human nature, contrasting perceived reality, so the shadows on the wall, that's all they knew to be real, where this is what the world looks like, or these shadows that would be displayed because of the fire that they had, with true reality, which is the world that is outside the cave, but they're chained, so they've never experienced anything other than the cave. So it describes prisoners who mistake shadows for reality, a freed prisoner's painful journey to see the sun. So one of them gets to leave the cave, and he comes back and he tries to explain what the real world is. And they're like, you are insane, my guy. You are nuts. And they're afraid. They're terrified to leave this cave. And it just symbolizes like this philosopher's journey from ignorance to knowledge, you know, and the struggle to accept the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So they say that's kind of the origin of this simulation theory, is
Okay.
that we live in the cave and nobody has come out of the cave to tell me that we live in this, but I wouldn't put it past, like if somebody said that, I'd be like, you know what? You might be right.
Where's the cave door?
Right. Unbreak me free. My chains are gone. I have been made free. The movie obviously influenced this theory very heavily. Tech billionaires discuss this theory publicly of like a simulation. So it is believable, in my opinion, because of like all of the AI advancements. There's a lot of really weird coincidences that happen. We've got deja vu. There's this NPC culture online, which is, I had to look up what NPC meant, and it's non-player character. So like in a game,
you never see that person again. Is that like the...
No, they're just like placeholders. So like if you are playing, let's say Mario Kart, and you're the only one that's playing, everyone else is an NPC. They're not a real person. They're not really playing. So people are seeing this online a lot. Like the bots that Neil will argue with on TikTok Live, not real people probably. Those are probably NPCs. So that just fuels that fire. So the question that I had, and I mentioned at the very beginning, was what is your biggest glitch in the Matrix moment? Like a moment where you're like, is this real? Like, did this really just happen? I'll let you ruminate on it. I'll let you think, but I'm going to let you know one of mine. Okay. And this is the one, you guys, I might need to go to the doctor. Like, okay. I've never told anybody this, ever.
Okay.
There are some times, and maybe it's just my brain, like still asleep, but there are times when I will wake up like super early in the morning when it's still dark outside, and I will see like computer code, like green, you know what I'm talking about? Like the old 90s on the computers, they'll have like the green lines of the binary code, like the ones and the zeros.
Yeah.
I will see that. It has happened like twice, and it scared the crap out of me.
Weird.
Yeah. So I woke up and I was like, did I just see the Matrix?
Don't research that, because we don't want anybody to know. Oh, wait, you just told everybody.
Everybody. All 245 of our followers now. Yay, 245.
It's only on Spotify.
Only on Spotify.
We have more followers than that, too.
Oh, yeah, on like TikTok and things. Mm-hmm. So,
You too.
That's my glitch in the Matrix moment. And I've had that happen, like I said, twice. And it's weird. It scared me.
Yeah, that would have freaked me out. I've been like, am I having a stroke?
That's literally what I thought. And now I'm like, do I have a brain tumor? But the first time it happened, I lived in Green Valley. So it's been like probably almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I very clearly it doesn't happen all the time. So I'm pretty confident that I was probably just asleep, kind of, and my brain was just waking up. But maybe I'm an NPC. I don't know. Maybe I am not real. I don't know. Have you had any moments like that where like, I've seen these on Reddit where it's like you are talking to somebody and then you turn or like, and you come back and they're gone and it's like they never existed, or like you're working at a restaurant and you take their order, you have their name written down, you put the order and you go out and they're like, nobody is here by that name. Like just weird things like that.
Not that I can remember. I have experienced like deja vu a lot where you're like, whoa.
Yeah. The theory is that like that's when you die and you respawn. Like that's like in Mario when you like fall off the cliff and they put you back in the middle of the level.
Yeah. I'm like,
it's
wait
crazy.
a second. This is so weird.
Yeah. I do get deja vu a lot. It's the craziest experience. If we were in a simulation, would you want to know?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What would you do with that information?
Dude, I would not pay one more bill.
Amen. Okay.
I would not pay, and I would go wherever I wanted.
I support that. You know what? I'm going to go shop everywhere and pay for that milk? No, I'm not.
Yeah. Catch in another simulation.
Yeah, let me go get that Starbucks real quick.
Well, and I've heard that theory too, and I've heard of that movie, maybe a show that you've watched that people compare it to as well, on top of the Matrix, is it called like Transference or something like that? No, it starts with an S.
Severance. Where like you go to work and you
like
only exist. Yeah.
Yeah, you're like a different person.
You're only work. Yeah, it's only like work.
And then when you leave, you're
back to laying above ground you.
And I've heard people refer to it like that.
That's
too.
Crazy. Thank you for reminding me that is a show.
Severance. That's
Severance. It's so good. It's on Apple TV. Adam Scott is in it from The Office. Not The Office, Parks and Rec.
Yep.
And like a variety of other things. Yeah. He's hilarious. He's very good in that show.
So yeah, I don't know. Well, how does that work though? With like
how does what work?
A simulation, like with like
I don't
morals and afterlife and
I have no idea.
Okay.
It's interesting.
It is.
So there's that conspiracy. What you got next?
Okay, so Charlie Kirk was assassinated.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I won't talk too much about him because I know that's kind of controversial. But he was assassinated. If you saw it, you saw it. I saw it. I watched it and I was like, I didn't even know what I was watching. It was horrible. That would have been horrible seeing anybody that to happen to anybody.
Regardless.
It was rough.
Yeah.
But so there's a lot of conspiracies around him. Like one that the person that shot him, Tyler Robinson, didn't shoot him.
And we've talked about that on here before.
That Erica Kirk knew he was going to be killed.
Yeah.
That Erica Kirk is his handler, which
ties into another weird conspiracy that I had never heard of before.
So there's a conspiracy that people of importance or that might be like socially, politically, government, that they are important, like they might make big moves and be empowered, that they get a handler that they don't know is a handler placed in their life. And so people believe that Erica Kirk was his handler. So she was watching his movements, reporting to whomever.
Probably BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
kind of like keeping tabs on him.
Gotcha. So like that's what the handler's role is to like monitor what they're doing, report back to whoever.
Yeah.
And influence
actually,
them maybe?
Yeah. And so actually, there's a show called The Blacklist. And what is his name? Zach could immediately say it. Great actor is in The Blacklist. Anyway, at the beginning of the show, his daughter, her name is Elizabeth, and she works for the FBI. It comes to find out, this is a spoiler. Like if you haven't seen it and you're going to watch it, it's been out for forever. And that this was the very first season. So
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, but shame on you. Her husband's a handler. She finds out that her husband was a handler.
Wow.
So they had built this life. He was wonderful.
Yeah.
He was a bad guy.
That's
not really a
crazy.
bad guy.
But like motives were...
motive in the beginning was bad, and like he was killer. Like he would assassinate people.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But her dad, who was a bad guy, put him in her life to protect her and watch her. And he was powerful. So it's a very good show. Hopefully you've come back now. It's a very good show. If you haven't seen it, it is. Zach and I watched it religiously for season after season after season. It was very good. I don't think they make any more anymore.
I'll add it to the list of shows I'll never watch.
Reddington was the main character's name.
Oh,
yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah. And he wore a fedora kind of hat.
Oh, nice.
Yes. He was, anyway.
So back to Charlie Kirk. Assassinations, I feel like in general, are always like cloaked in conspiracy. Like JFK, Martin Luther King, in our current day now, Charlie Kirk, all of like the Trump assassination attempts, which it's crazy to say that there's been more than one.
Well, and I think the CEO of
the
United
Healthcare,
United Healthcare, there's conspiracies around that Mangione kid or whatever his name is. Mangione.
Yes. Yeah.
Can't remember his
No, I think
name.
you said it right.
But yeah, I can't remember his first name to save my life. But there were conspiracies around that too.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Anyway, so that's a conspiracy that she's the handler, but there's a huge conspiracy that it was not a bullet that killed Charlie Kirk. And if you listen to facts and things, it would be a miracle that bullet didn't go through him and behind him to people that were standing behind that tent and injure anybody.
Yeah.
So if you believe in miracles, it was a miracle. if you believe in miracles, but also question things like I do, so there is a conspiracy, which I honestly feel like might be the best explanation of what I saw, which is that there is something exploded. And through like either his like lapel or the mic, because I think he had, well, maybe it wasn't a lapel. Through the mic, there was like an explosion and something wonky happened with it.
Like
so,
shrapnel.
Yeah. But that is actually what killed him, which if you know, or you watched what was happening, that would have come, they say that would have come from the ground. Well, like literally the next day after that, they were concrete over the spot that he was in.
Yeah.
And it's like, that just seems a little wild. It was still an investigation at that point. You guys were messing with like
a crime scene.
So
that's what I was going to acknowledge, that maybe it was all the blood. Like, it's a college campus. They wanted to hide the blood, but it was very much still unknown what had happened.
Well, and the video that they caught from behind him, there's like no blood on the ground.
Oh, that's weird. Because, like, I saw the video too, and there was a lot of blood.
So there's like...
But is it just all on him?
It's on him. There's not blood on the ground.
Oh, it's so sad.
And, like, it's just... It feels like... Okay, so this kid who has a motive, I guess, because he
like
is in a relation...
motive?
Yeah, he was in a relationship with, like, a transgender person. Okay. He even had hunting, like... experience. Sniper experience, no.
Yeah. And you have to take into account like the wind and like
the height,
the angles.
The difference. But my always has been my biggest question is, you're telling me that he had that gun like disassembled, had it in his pants, got up there, put it all together, and then disassembled it again to then go to the woods and assemble it back together to then leave it. That part right there does not make sense to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And the whole concrete on the ground was like, that's wild that was a open investigation. They hadn't even caught Tyler Robinson and they were concreting over that spot. I was
it's weird.
This feels really weird.
So I have not...
I'm showing my leg.
I have not researched it like you have. Did they find the shell, like the bullet?
So
because that would be my question, because you mentioned it like it would have hit people behind him or like gone somewhere behind him.
So from my understanding, there was pieces in his neck.
Okay.
So
but that doesn't confirm anything for me that it was from a long range shot. It still could have been a bullet in, I don't know. Whatever.
It could have been, there's a lot of, but so the biggest part is that gun and that bullet should have blown through his neck. All the way out.
Distance?
Yes.
Even from that far away?
Yes. It should have blown through an animal. So for me, it's like, his neck was just made of steel.
Like, and where's the rest of the bullet?
I mean, I don't know, to be honest with you, but
that's what I would want to know. And because they can like reconstruct it and match it to a gun.
Yeah.
Like it's like the whatever. Well, but that doesn't mean, so now you got me down the rabbit hole in my brain. That doesn't mean that Tyler Robinson didn't shoot the gun, but that may not have been what killed him. Like maybe it was just a shot to get the bullet there. Now I need my tinfoil hat.
Yeah. So there are a lot of things that don't make sense. Yeah. Tyler Robinson in total doesn't make sense to me. I'm just going to be honest.
You think he's a fall guy?
Yeah, I think he might think he shot at him, but I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
Like,
but I can't wait for this trial to come out and to really hear what the defense has to say, because and like he went and had, now this is somebody who would have just killed somebody for the first time and he's young.
Yeah. What? 18, like, 19, 20?
A decent human being all the way up until this point. And then he goes and has like fast food after. People that kill people sometimes will throw up because they're so physically sick of what just happened. It just doesn't add up to me. I mean, he's a kid. It doesn't.
Does he have severe mental health,
And he might.
disorder?
I mean, if you look at Mangione, you look at him, you look at the one that tried to take out Donald Trump, like during his speech or whatever.
The one that
They're
got
all
him in the
freaking
ear?
weirdos that look like, well, Mangione, I don't think he was originally, but I think he did have some issues.
I think that the healthcare system, I almost feel like that one is just a separate thing because I understand the motive.
Yeah.
I
But,
really
like,
do.
I think that sometimes it makes me wonder if we don't find somebody that would be a good person to use for
Yeah.
something.
Like, are they getting paid? You know?
Yeah. And, like, what happened to the significant other? Because they just fell off the face of the earth. And I'm like, anyway, I could get down a million different rabbit holes.
My theory about the trial is that he is going to change and take a plea and it won't go to trial.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because then nothing will come out.
Yeah.
And then they can just keep wrapping it up.
We know what happens if you flip and you say something you shouldn't and you know you're in jail, you're going to end up dead. I mean, honestly, I don't believe Jeffrey Epstein killed himself.
No.
End of the day,
I don't know that anybody does.
No. Yeah. So I think that people think, I think the biggest conspiracy is that people, like the elites, whoever's in charge, whoever's controlling everything, thinks we're dumb. And we're not.
Yeah.
We're not. We
don't
pick
question,
up on things.
Yeah, don't question my intelligence.
But yeah, I thought that Charlie Kirk's Erica being a handler, I was like, oh my, because her behavior after everything, it doesn't make sense.
No, I am not
like, you are not a grieving widow. And people be like, you can't tell how you grieve. Okay, but you literally, your poor children are without their father and you're just off doing it's just wild.
Hugging the old Vice President J.D. Vance with that caress, like, Anyway. Oh my gosh.
Anyway.
Okay, so I have two more.
I have one more.
And okay, great. So this one is something I had actually seen. So I have a subscription to a newsletter from The Atlantic, which is like a freelance magazine. And they had talked about actually this, I knew about this because of Bob's Burgers. So I just want you to know that first going into this.
Just kidding. Bob's Burgers is fine.
It's it's
I feel like
funny.
my IQ drops a little bit, but it's fine.
How dare you?
Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. So there is this, and this is not a conspiracy theory. Okay. This really happens. There is this, it's called Bohemian Grove. And it is a private retreat in California where billionaires get together and go to this camp out in the middle of the woods.
Okay. And
I saw it on Bob's Burgers and it was crazy because they take a bunch of shrooms and then one of the guy trips way too hard and tries to kill somebody, hunt each other. It's very weird. It's very Dangerous Game, if you know that story, where this guy takes this other guy to an island to hunt him. Because apparently, anyway. So the conspiracy is that it's something sinister. So the reality is there is this camp that they go to where they have politicians, business leaders, media figures, very similar to kind of what you were talking about with Bill Gates and COVID. The common theories is that they are doing these secret global planning meetings, elite rituals, political manipulation.
I'm sure they're satanic rituals.
Well, listen, there is something that's super weird. And then they have occult symbolism. So exactly what you just said.
Yeah, satanic.
There's something called the owl ceremony that they do. And it's called this ritual, the cremation of care ritual, which actually reminded me of whenever you did your moral inventory and we burned them all. That's what this is. So the cremation of care is an annual theatrical ritual performed on opening night at the Bohemian Club's secretive summer encampment in Monterey, California. Members symbolically burn an effigy representing dull care beneath a 40-foot owl statue to cast off worldly worries for the festival. So they write down things that are worrisome or that they care about that they don't want to care about. They burn them in front of this big owl.
Weird. Super
weird. Very much like the Bob's Burgers episode. Everyone's tripping balls at this thing. So much of this gathering is secretive and private. I didn't even know this was a real thing until, so I had seen the Bob's Burgers episode, and then I saw an article in The Atlantic that said, I went to this, and I have it saved on my phone because I want to read it. I haven't read it yet because you have to pay for it. And I'm like, boo. I'm just a cheapie. And then, of course, some claims are probably exaggerated. Like, they're probably not drinking blood, but maybe they are. I don't know.
They probably are.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, that's that. The Bohemian Club.
That is crazy.
Bohemian Grove. Yeah. I had no idea that it was a real thing. But apparently it is. And these billionaires all over the world gather in Monterey, California.
Yeah.
And
and you said like hunting people. It makes me think of The Hunting Game or whatever it's called. It's a movie. They're about to come out with another one. Or maybe it's called Ready or Not. I don't know.
Yeah.
And this family, like, they like play this game every time somebody gets married and they're hunting people.
Yes. Is that called Ready or Not?
I think it is.
So.
There's a second one coming out. The
first Sean Haddisey's in it. He's in the pit and he is sexy. I like him. So there, if any of you watch Parks and Rec, there's an episode where Tom meets the cologne guy. What is his name? Dennis Feinstein. And Dennis is like talking to him, asking him very weird questions. And they go to like the talking head where they like interview, and Tom's like, I think this guy wants to hunt me. Because he's like, how fast do you run? Are you athletic? Like, do you know how to survive in the wilderness?
Oh.
Yeah. It's like, I think this guy wants to hunt me. So that's
funny.
Oh, yeah. That's a earworm that gets stuck in my head sometimes.
Okay.
What's your last one, girl?
My last one, I saved the best for last. Food and big pharma.
Talk it, girl.
A lot of people are becoming increasingly concerned about the chemicals and additives found in our food supply, especially when it comes to processed foods, produce, packaging, and long-term exposure to pesticides and environmental contaminants. Many fruits and vegetables are sprayed with herbicides and pesticides during farming, while processed foods can contain preservatives, dye, nitrates, and other additives that some studies have linked to inflammation or increased cancer risk over time.
Weird.
Yep. Even foods considered healthy can be exposed through soil, water, plastics, and industrial pollution, including heavy metals, PFAS, forever chemicals, and microplastics.
I was going to say, those microplastics, man.
On top of that, sometimes cooking methods like charring or frying foods at high temps can create additional compounds associated with cancer risk. While regulatory agencies set limits that are considered safe, many people worry about the effect of consuming small amounts of these substances every day for decades, especially as cancer rates and chronic illnesses continue to rise. These concerns have led more families to focus on cleaner eating, washing produce thoroughly, reducing ultra-processed foods, reading ingredient labels more carefully, and trying to be more intentional about their choices. So my big question is that if so people will tell you when you go to the grocery store to stay on the outside.
Yeah. Yep.
So your meats, your dairy, produce, things like that. The insides are bad.
Yeah.
All the inside aisles are bad.
Is.
Okay. But we're putting cancer-causing chemicals on our produce. So you can't even eat healthy produce.
Yeah. Like I can't even get apples.
And organic isn't always organic. They can lie. Unfortunately. Yeah. So the same people who own most of Big Pharma also own the fertilizing companies.
Shocker.
That go on produce, which are we surprised? I'm not surprised. Well, there's another tier to this. In 1992, the Bush administration rolled out a food pyramid that people quickly started arguing with, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So that pyramid, the top are fats and oils. The second tier was meat and dairy.
Is it red meat or all meat?
It says meats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The third tier is going to be fruits and vegetables. And the very bottom tier, which if you know how a food pyramid works, that's the biggest one, was breads, grains, and all the things. Okay, so carbs were at the bottom. And so there was a Walter Willett. He was a professor at Harvard that was like, this is going to cause massive weight gain, increased depression, and increased anxiety. So they were, I mean, this food pyramid got delayed because people were fighting it so much, but they still shipped it on out to all the schools and all the kids. And so what I found very interesting was that in 1981, so a year before this food pyramid, the Pfizer developed Zoloft. And the same FDA that was under the administration of Bush approved Zoloft. And from 1990 to 2019, depression increased 59%. Anxiety increased 51%. And in 1990, the obesity rate was 11% in our country. And in 2021, or 2020, 2021, somewhere in there, it was 49%. So exactly what that man said.
Oh my gosh.
That exactly what that man from Harvard, that professor from Harvard said. And he was like a nutritional something or another. Yeah, he was like, this is going to cause massive weight gain, depression, and anxiety. And sure enough, the numbers don't lie. The statistics do not lie. Now, I'm not saying that like the way that we live in our world now and like that couldn't help with the depression, anxiety. But I do find it odd that Zoloft was approved by the FDA under the same administration. And the next year comes out this new food pyramid this is what we use. This is what's healthy. This is how 6 to 11 servings of grains a day.
That's crazy.
Is what it said.
I mean, can we put the mind blown emoji over my face right now? This is crazy.
And
I'm so angry.
The biggest conspiracy or the biggest thing for me is that we cannot get away from it. Even eating healthy, even just eating meat, dairy, and produce, the things that are in those, the soil, the seeds, they are all damaged. They all are bad.
My only suggestion is to go to your local butchers, go to your local farmers markets, but that's not sustainable or scalable.
And even the feed, even the fertilizer that they're using though, like it's not, but I'm not saying anything bad.
I mean, it's probably better than like the meat that you get from Walmart or these big box stores that are funding or like paying these massive.
And if you're like me and you want to buy land and you look at how much land costs, there's a reason that land is so expensive. They don't want people to be able to be self-sufficient. They don't want people to grow their own food. I believe that, and maybe that's the biggest conspiracy of all, but I think that it is purposeful that they want us to. There's a reason that healthy and I don't even say healthy.
We can say like healthier options.
Healthier are so expensive. And you can go to McDonald's and get a cheeseburger for $2.39 or whatever it is. I don't know. It used to be $1.
The tax included.
Yeah, I don't know. But we eat the food. It makes us sick. We go to doctors. We have medicine. We're depressed. We take medicine. We're fat. We get on Ozempic. And it's just around and around and around and around. You take medicine that makes you gain weight, then you want to live. It's a cycle.
That's crazy. Mark my words. It is May 28th, 2026. By May 28th, 2028, we will have land.
Yeah.
We will have land. We're going to have a homestead.
And I'm going to butcher chickens.
I'm going to let her.
I'm not going to butcher
ever
them.
Introduce me to any of those animals. Listen,
we're going to have egg-laying chickens, and then I'm going to be able to eat chicken that I know where it's come from. It's
literal free range
with antibiotics and hormones and all of that.
Yeah. Here's the deal. I support butchering your own animals.
Meat.
Yeah, honestly, like it's the circle of life. It's just what you have to do. I don't want to meet any of those animals. I don't want to meet my meat. You know what I'm saying? There's a guy that I follow that's a homesteader, and he was like, yeah, these guys are, this is a homestead, and he has pigs, and he's like, these guys are going to be bacon soon. And I'm like, Bacon is good for me. I'm like, I've been watching you. Like, I know these pigs. And then I accidentally saw the video where they're just all laid out on the counter, butchered, like bacon and pork chops. I'm like, no.
There was Timmy.
Yes. So
listen,
when
I was a kid, we had a lot of pigs.
Yeah.
And I loved them. I was like, these pigs. And then one day they were gone.
Yeah.
And I was like, they died.
You will have to keep them on a part of the property that I have zero access to because please don't introduce me to the animals that will be my Christmas dinner. Okay. I have one more.
Okay.
And it is again government related. I really got it out for the government today. And this is actually, there's a documentary on Netflix, and I think I've talked about this on here before. It's called American Conspiracy, The Octopus Murders. And so the theory is that there is this like group of interconnected, like an interconnected network that like an octopus has all its tentacles and everything. Mm-hmm. So it just stretches everywhere. So this documentary looks at this journalist, Danny Casolaro, who was investigating this and then turned up dead mysteriously.
Like all those people.
Oh my God, those scientists. We've got to dig into that because that is scary. Nobody is talking about that. Nobody is talking about that. We need to be talking about that. So the theory here, it alleges government corruption, intelligence connections, and the octopus, that there's tentacles and everything. So there's claims of a giant interconnected network involving espionage, surveillance, organized crime, political corruptions, covert operations, all the things that we've been talking about.
Yeah,
basically.
I was going to say, none of that sounds wild to me.
No. And so this documentary, it has real investigative journalism in it. There are so many unanswered questions, the mysterious death of this journalist, and it overlaps with actual historical scandals. Like they're kind of bringing the receipts. Mm-hmm. It's terrifying. It really is.
I want to add to your theory.
Okay.
There's a theory that their chefs from the administrations either have an accident, die, kill themselves.
Chefs?
Mm-hmm. Like
do you think they know too much?
Probably.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm. That's wild. Anyway.
Okay. Well, I forgot to start with all my icebreakers, so
that octopus one, I'm just like, yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah, and
it makes everything fit. Like all the conspiracies, it makes it fit.
Yep. And it makes logical sense.
So I will say really quick on the like that with Charlie Kirk's assassination. Mm-hmm. Right before he was killed, he did a show where he talked about Israel and how they were going to provide an ethnic cleansing of Gaza and how he had been like kind of a supporter of Israel. And then he like didn't. Mm-hmm. And I just think they were like.
So at what point does like a conspiracy theory become like investigative journalism? Like at what point are we not putting our tinfoil hats on and we're actually getting out like the research?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and I think Candace Owens has tried.
I do think so.
But I think she sometimes goes off and it's like,
girl,
reel it in.
She has a history of going off the rails for sure. Yeah. And I think that it's to her own detriment.
I think that it's the love that she had for Charlie.
Yeah.
In this
specific instance. But she really do be going off the rails with most of the conspiracies that she talks about. And I'm like, girl, if you just reeled it in a little bit, people would believe you more than they already do, because a lot of people do believe the things that she says because she brings receipts. You can't argue with the proof.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. We're doing our episode a little backwards. So this is our introduction. This is kind of how I wanted to start this episode, was talking about like this conspiracy culture in the internet era. So do you think that conspiracy culture is bigger now, or do you think it's just more readily available and visible
now?
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so too.
Especially because people can get on TikTok and be like, I believe what's your biggest and like people just go and it's just over and over and over.
You want to talk about
new video, comment, and it's just all of these people that are like, oh, I never thought about that. And oh, well, this is, you know what I mean? It's just like a community
because
of
we're
people.
connected in a way that we've never been connected before.
You can be connected with somebody you'll never meet, you'll never see across the world, whether it's flat or round. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess we talked about like, there's this monetization of outrage. So like the more on social media you post, the more outrage you can get, the more views you're going to get, the more money you're going to make. Yeah. So, you know, there's that motive. There's also, we talked about that fear-based engagement. So like the more fear you put out there, fear mongering, the more people are going to be like, oh, should I be worried about this? There's things sometimes Laura will send me and I'm like, well, I never knew I needed to be worried about this.
Thanks a lot.
It's like dying in a cave, like underground, like and scuba diving into a cave.
Never will I ever.
It'll never be a problem for me.
If I die in a scuba diving accident in a cave, just know it was not my choice.
I was murdered.
Yeah,
exactly.
Somebody put me there. So if I go on a vacation and that's how I die, someone killed me.
Yup. Same. Okay. So there is kind of a differentiation, or well, I guess I wanted to explain like what a conspiracy theory is. Most of us know, but it's the public being told, what the public is being told is not the full truth, and powerful people are secretly behind what's really happening. Like that, at the root of every single conspiracy, it is that we are being lied to and somebody powerful has the power. Obviously. Somebody powerful has control.
Power.
Exactly. So here's my icebreaker questions for you.
We don't. We're the sorry people.
The freaking sorry people. What conspiracy theory sucked you in the fastest?
The Illuminati. Like how there is, and not just celebrities, like there's this elite group of kind of like that octopus thing. There's this elite group and they are the ones that are just controlling everything. And what we see, it reminds me of the Hunger Games. I don't know if I've said this on here before, but it reminds me of the Hunger Games. Like we're all just those people from the villages or the sections.
You
or
have
whatever.
talked about that. Yeah.
And then like these other people that are watching us, that's just everyday life. They're just watching us and like manipulating things and seeing how, like, they just want to see how it's going to all work out.
Yeah. Yeah.
May the odds ever be in your favor.
Indeed. I'm actually reading the first prequel, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, or Snakes and Songbirds. I love
that song that came from that movie.
Me too. A theory that sucked me in the fastest was probably, I'll get down a rabbit hole so fast about celebrities that like glitch out or like aren't real people.
Yes.
Like Katy Perry and her eyes.
So listen, there's a lot of conspiracies just with Katy Perry.
Yeah.
And one of them is that she's John Benet Ramsey.
Yes, I have seen that.
And people
theory.
will say Erica Kirk, but if you
she's too old, I think.
Yeah, if you put Katy Perry and her, like,
yes,
it's wild.
It is wild. But yeah, I will go down rabbit holes so quick about celebrities. I think that her like fake eyelashes maybe got stuck. I don't know.
Because she fell out after that.
She what?
She like fell out after that.
Oh, I didn't see.
She had a medical emergency.
I never see that part. I've only ever seen like the and then it comes back.
I'm pretty sure I watched it and she like falls or something on the stage, like something's wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like windy.
I would say
like
Wendy
on
Williams,
that, and then all of a sudden she's just out. You know, it's wild.
Those are the TikToks that I'm like, I'm watching this whole 20-minute thing. There ain't nothing wrong with my attention span. Yes. Okay. So what's one theory that makes you say, okay, but what if?
So like I'm questioning it. Mm-hmm. So there's a theory, which I didn't talk about on here because it's so much that I was like, this could be a whole episode, is that we're a prison planet. And so a different being, so aliens, for example, actually like we're prisoners on this planet, and they use our energy. And our biggest energy is when we're upset or mad or sad. So that's the energy that they're trying, and that they like, use that energy to like whatever. It's very interesting.
Listen, I get it, because it's like, okay, but then maybe.
Well, but yeah. So like, yeah. I just thought that one really, it makes you think.
Yeah, that's crazy. I doubt Neil ever listens to this. so you can never tell him that I'm about to say this, but it's the one that he has about like the dome, about like the firmament or whatever. Sometimes I'm like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard, but I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
what if he's right? Or like Antarctica being like a weird thing.
Antarctica for me, that's another one where I'm like,
don't judge us, guys.
But like, why can't you just go to Antarctica and just explore all you want? Why? Why is it? People say you can, but you cannot.
Yeah.
People will get stopped. They're like, what are you doing here? What is it there that they don't want us to see? That makes me think.
Prince Harry's been there.
Yeah, well, okay, so people, people have been in certain areas, but like, they will, like,
it's wild.
Yeah,
it is wild.
They're like you can't go past a certain point, or you have to have special permission. Why?
Well, he was there on like military, so that makes sense.
I'm like, why though? Like,
yeah,
what is there?
Is it not free land?
Right?
Maybe, I don't know.
It's just, it makes you think.
It really does.
This is my favorite part of this whole thing tonight. I'm like, oh, I love this.
Yay. So then my last question then is, why do people almost want there to be like a hidden explanation? So like sometimes, let's use the JFK assassination as an example.
Yes. Like when I told you that there was like a reflection of the gun.
Yes. Why do people want that to be? Like, why is it hard for people to accept the theory that's been given to them?
I think that with some things, I think it's hard to accept a truth, like a reality. Other times, I think it's our critical brains and our critical thinking more so that we're like, for example, hate to go back to it, Charlie Kirk, Tyler Robinson. My critical thinking is like,
this doesn't make sense.
What? Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like you're listing out all these facts for me, but the math ain't math.
You're telling me that 2 + 2 is 5.
Yes. I think that is another reason. What about you? I mean, what do you think?
That makes sense to me. And I think that we are just skeptical by nature.
Yeah.
Like we're skeptical human beings. Some people want to just be told how to think and what to think and like accept it.
And I think the older, no offense, older that you can be, sometimes I do think that people are more accepting of, oh, well, that's what they told us and that's what it is. Yeah. And I feel like us, the younger generations are like,
yeah, we were kind of raised by some like rebels almost, like telling us question authority, F the man, stick it to the man.
My parents did not.
Oh, well, I mean, let me rephrase, like society, like the 80s, the 90s, like the music that we listened to.
Stick it to the man.
Stick it to the man.
Yeah.
F the police. Like, don't trust the authority.
Well, and you were going to say earlier, you said something about like people used to trust the police.
Yes.
And when you said that, I thought, and nothing against you, but I thought, like white people. Yeah. If you ask a whole group or groups of other people, I don't know that they would ever have felt that way.
Yeah. Well, in the society, like the institution in general has lost faith with people over the years.
Yeah.
Like
man, I feel like they just be hiring the worst people.
Yeah. And honestly, we talk about this. 90% of law enforcement are probably great,
but they would be finding them ones.
the 10% that
but I
make
think people kind of go like, I think that's why the military makes you go through so many like psychological testing, because they don't want those people.
Listen,
and they still
I was gonna say they still get in, or the military is what messes them up, and they come out worse than they went in. That breaks my heart.
Yeah.
But that's not what I want to end on.
Sorry.
So I thought,
off topic,
I told you about the disclaimers that we have.
Yeah, and you had a question for me. You said, don't let me forget to ask you a question. I don't know.
Oh, it was the glitch in the Matrix thing. It was that one. So the disclaimers. This episode discusses public theories, speculation, documentaries, and cultural conversations. Hosts are not claiming theories are factual unless verified by evidence. Dun, dun, dun. So,
I do actually have a glitch in the Matrix.
Ooh, tell me, because these freak me out.
So there was one time that there was like a plane, and you could tell it was a plane. It wasn't a satellite or anything. Plane just stops.
That's
like for the
crazy.
longest time. And I used to, back when I had, I don't even know, it's been phones and phones ago. I had a video because I was like, there is no way that this plane is still not moving. I know it sounds silly, but
No,
in the picture, in the video, you couldn't tell very well. But my like blind eye, my eyes could tell that plane, and it had like a trail behind it, and it just stopped. Planes don't just stop. They can't.
No. That is a glitch.
So
I
was
think that's a
like,
glitch in the Matrix for sure.
Am I on drugs? Am I having a stroke? And you question
Exactly.
yourself. You're like, am I having a stroke?
Is what I'm seeing real? Which really just, there's moments like that I'm like, dang, is this a simulation?
Or
like
like
did the
if
Wi-Fi
I
glitch
swear
out?
I had a conversation with Zach. He is a good listener. He is not like some people. He is a good listener. And I will be like, I know we talked about this. And he'd be like, no, we didn't. And I'm like, I can remember.
Yeah.
And he's like, we did not. And
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
what?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I need to be in a mental institution.
There's a lot of times
but then I blame it on stress. And I'm like, oh, well, I just must have thought I was going to do it. And
yeah. Sometimes I wonder if you like told me and you thought you told him.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm like, dang.
But yeah, that plane one was, that one I was like.
Definitely a glitch.
Yeah. Weird.
So that is our very long episode.
What was your favorite new conspiracy theory that we talked about today?
I don't like it, but the one that I would subscribe to the most is the food being like the source of all evil at this point. Being connected to like big pharma.
Sick.
Yeah.
You have to have food to survive. If it makes you sick,
you have to get medicine to survive.
Also, people are real big into the fluoride and how fluoride's not good for you.
I've seen that was like a thing. Because I Googled, like what are some hot conspiracies? And that's one of them. Fluoride in your water. I don't know. I didn't look into it. I was like, whatever.
Well, I had a lady that talked about Head Start and how they like forced all the kids to brush their teeth with fluoride every day.
Oh.
And they're like, she's like, I get like learning to brush your teeth, but like every single day, the entire time her kid was at Head Start with fluoride.
That's crazy. So they would actually, when I worked at Head Start, they would bring a dentist in maybe once a month.
And Leslie Bell that came. We had a dentist that came.
Yeah, and they would do fluoride treatments.
Well, I have a weird like thing with medical stuff. Like they'll offer vaccines and stuff at the school. Weird like medical stuff at school. Like it gives me the ick, I'm gonna be honest. And I could see why that could be innocent. But for me, it feels icky. I don't like it. And there's my tinfoil hat.
Okay.
Bianca's like, nope, she don't agree with me. And
I don't. Fine. I'm like, I don't know. Because I worked at a school. Like, I know that they're not.
I don't think the people in the school. I think it's a bigger picture behind the scenes.
I was like, I don't think that the principals or the nurses are trying to do anything crazy.
No, I think it's a system.
I got you.
Yeah, I just don't like. I don't like that my kid would get a shot
at school
without me, and like.
Yeah.
I'm not there to witness. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that part.
Anyway.
I was like, dang, what does she think that they're putting in these shots?
No. But so fluoride is another huge one. Just
Yeah. Definitely.
Go down that rabbit hole on your own.
Listen, we could talk for 3 more hours about conspiracies, and we probably will. The Hannah's hungry.
I haven't eaten dinner.
She hasn't eaten dinner yet.
Did I eat lunch?
She might not have even eaten lunch, you guys. She had Starbucks, but she did not
I had
eat lunch.
protein shake for breakfast.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we need to get out of here
so
this girl can eat, because
my body could eat on itself for days.
Shut up. That's a conspiracy theory. So I'm Bianca.
I am Hannah.
And we are Taking Back Sunday.
I'm just thinking about that doctor that with like those 500-pound lives, and he's like, you could not. Your body would eat itself.
Oh my God. LOL that I didn't read any of our icebreaker questions. We can do that at the end.
Okay.
We'll do that at the end. And medical breakthroughs happen incrementally. Yep. Incrementally.